Hello, this is Jim with XD45 Actual coming at you with a special 007 feature edition. Today I'm going to talk about something that we see on the internet with a little slight different twist to it. See a lot of bug out bags on the internet, and most of them are designed for catastrophes or first aid bug out bags, overnight bug out bags. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about a bag where you might want to have it ready to go in case you need to exfiltrate your area in rapid succession. The kind of bag that you might need to take with you in an instant's notice in case you theoretically needed to leave the area that you're in particularly and find a safe location in order to plan some sort of a tactical maneuver at that point. So what I did was basically I'm going to go over a small variety of stuff that I would carry in a normal bug-out bag, in theory, of my own. And it all fits in a very, very small, ubiquitous, miniaturized backpack type of gear. One thing I am going to take into consideration is that you already have your sidearm with you. In this particular case, I am going to use not my PPK substitution. This is the Argentina Bersa 380. It's my all steel, reliable, faithful old piece. Probably 32 years old. I've had it forever. 380, I usually load it up with silver tips. Some of you young guys don't know what those are, but I still have some and they work great. 85 grain Remington, I believe. So we're going to make that assumption. Something else you might want to take with you because you don't know if you might need to travel rapidly in or out of the country. The all-encompassing passport. Hold on to that. Now, mind you, you might not be able to take the contents of what's in this bag with you legally, so you might have to dump it off in a stash location, and when you come back, it'll be there waiting for you. Along with that, loads of cash. Try to take as much cash with you as possible, preferably smaller bills that you can move them around a little bit easier. Cash is the king, as they say. Personal files. Keeping a couple of gig USB with all kinds of personal files. If you have any personal pictures or documentation, you might want to put them on a digital format. These things are easy to hide. You can do a safe deposit box with them, and it's a digital form of an original document. Burner phone. You can get these in all kinds of variations. You can get them in the iPhone variation now. Kind of important to have. Essentially untraceable. So I'm going to dig into this bag and I'm going to go down the list, like I said, and not in any particular order, but in case you're bored, and you probably will be at times because you'll be doing and planning and waiting whatever your theoretical situation might be in, so I thought maybe a little light reading would come in handy. This happens to be the Evasion and Escape Manual. It's the 1969 Department of the Army version. Still pretty good. Like I said, some tough reading. Might want to check your local state laws, but this is also something kind of handy to have. This happens to be a Majestic 12-piece lockpick set with various rakes and tension wrenches in it. You never know when you might be locked out of your own storage bin. You might need something like this to get in. This is an interesting, we might want to call it a dagger, but actually it's just a letter opener. And it comes with a nice leather sheath that you can sew into your clothes, and it has a really, really defined point on it. You actually might be able to push this into a piece of soft cheese rather easily with one hand. .38 All-American Derringer. Basically this is a card game gun, just in case you might come up against an adversary at a close range. .38 in a Derringer packs a pretty good wallop. Basic utility knife. This is an SOG. Happens to be a great little utility knife, well made. Let's reach in the bag. Steel saw. Basically, this is a serrated wire saw extremely braided and sharp, guaranteed to cut through any limbs up to about 15 inches. You never know when something like this might come in handy, especially if you happen to be out in the woods and you need some tinder cut. Something I like to keep. This is a 22 Sig Sauer Mosquito. This is actually the sports model. It has a pretty good sighting configuration. And what I did was take a closer look. I took the compensator off to expose the barrel. That little bit of barrel might give you the opportunity to put on a longer barrel extension device or something that might quiet down the muzzle velocity if you ever need something like this for close range. Summer, winter, spring, or fall, you might need a pair of leather black gloves. They'll keep your hands from getting all cut up if you're in a situation where they might be. They also, well, basically to keep your fingerprints off stuff. Here's something a little old school that people don't think of anymore because they're built into cell phones. This is a GPS, basically a Garmin pocket version. And one nice thing I like about these, when they're on, they're not traceable, like a cell phone is. Here's a basic sheathed combat knife by Gerber, which is also nice to have. Fairly good blade, utility knife / combat. Binocular by Simmons, in case you need to get in surreptitiously and take a closer look at something. It's fairly easy to conceal on your hand. Nobody would even know what you're doing, but you'll get in there and on a magnification. Just a little novelty pen you might want to have, because you can never have enough pens, and you never know when you might be in a situation where a blade coming out the front might help. And of course, the ubiquitous flashlight. You're always going to need illumination for something. And this happens to be a Garadol steel, which I featured in one of my first videos. Pretty nice light. So basically all these things fit into a nice miniature backpack version. In fact, this is so small you could probably keep it under your seat if you were to abide by state laws in that case. So keep in mind, all of this stuff is for entertainment purposes only. This is a theoretical bug-out bag, something that you may or may not need, but something that you may or may not want to keep around in case you do need it. This is Jim for XD45 Actual. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, leave them below. Appreciate it. Have a good day.